What's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure you click that notification bell. Leave your comments down below and enjoy this reaction video. What's good, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. You have just entered the Break Room Chronicles. So breaks are normally 15 minutes, but y'all over here, we break for one damn hour. Hey, you guys, what's good? Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you all. I hope y'all are feeling good and doing great. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in the damn break room, y'all. All right, so here we are. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. We got my Jazzy Life back in the building, you guys. I think the last time we were live and we was discussing Jasmine, I think we were discussing her house showing up for rent on a real estate website. I think we did mention that video. I believe that video came out the same day that that I reacted to her house coming up for rent. However, I never really thoroughly gave you guys my thoughts and my reaction. So that's what this is today, okay? We're going to react to my Jazzy Life, one of her most recent videos where she said they made her do it, okay? Jasmine talks in her video that because she's been receiving false allegations via the internet, at least that's her assumption, that CPS showed up at her house and demanded that she takes a drug test because of the false allegations that's coming into, more than likely, I'm just going to assume, the 1-800 hotline. All right. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live. We're also going to cover some other things. I don't know if you guys do, but I watch Lovely T, and she did a live the other day, and she talked about like the Writers Act, or excuse me, not the Writers Act, the Writers Strike. Excuse me, you guys. She talked about the Writers Strike, and she talked about reality TV stars, and she also talked a little bit about TV, YouTube channels, okay, family channels in particular. And I feel like her thoughts would be good to tie into this video, into this live stream. So I definitely want to get your thoughts and opinions on what Lovely T, her thoughts on the whole situation with family channels and where it's going to go in the near future, okay? So again, welcome everybody. Welcome to the live. Welcome everyone to the break room. Thank y'all so much for being here. Excuse me, TMR. I'm sorry, but my opinion, the drug test was BS. CPS sends you to the LabCorp. I looked up the location she sent to, and they test for employment. Well, again, I don't know, Sabrina. We can only go by what she shows in the video. I don't know. I seen the place in her video, but I didn't look it up. A lot of places that do employment drug screens, there are times that they can do other drug screens. Maybe that's not noted in the listing of the type of services that they offer. Again, I don't know. But more than likely, I think we talked about that the other day, about CPS is obviously contracted with some type of LabCorp or some type of testing site in the state, because primarily when you have parents who have CPS cases, a lot of times drugs has something to do with it. Not all the time, but there's a lot of times it does. So you said, Ms. Tasha, can you express your thoughts about the incident that happened in Alabama in a different video? I can do that, Trinice. Yeah, I can do that. Um, yeah, I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. I definitely will come back and do. I'll probably just do a video, not maybe not a live stream, but I definitely can do that because I did see, obviously I saw it's went viral. It's all over the internet. If you guys are not aware, there was an incident that happened over the weekend in Montgomery, Alabama, at a place called the Riverfront, where there was a big altercation that ensued. At the riverfront, having to do with the security guard and the staff of the riverboat and some other patrons of the riverfront. So it's a big debate on social media about all that ensued there, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. I definitely will. Um, Sunrise says, I work in corporate for a laboratory. There is not any lab that specifically only tests for employment. Yeah, Sunrise, typically when you do have, like, say for instance a LabCorp, because LabCorp is national, it's all over. They do all type of testing. They do, employment drug screens. They do work related drug screens. If you get hurt on the job, they can send you to LabCorp. And I'm just mentioning LabCorp. There's obviously other labs out there, but LabCorp just comes to mind. They do all kinds. So if there are some facilities that only deal with employment drug screens, I'm not aware of them. Most times when I've had to take a drug screen for employment, I've always went to some type of center who does more than just employment drug screens. So again, I'm not really sure. Yeah, DNA. Some of them, yes, right, Nay. Some of them do DNA testing. Yeah, you're right. You, Marge, you say you're already tired of hearing about it. You say you're already tired of hearing about the situation in Montgomery, Alabama. Well, since you know how the internet is, they will drag a situation till you can't drag it anymore. Okay. Um, Mel Grant said, I work for a clinic and we do CPS drug tests too. Here's the thing, y'all. Jasmine had to go take a drug screen. I know a lot of people don't like to believe what she says, but that white lady showing up at her house, and we're going to see that in a minute, was not a paid actress. Okay. She definitely was not paid to show up at Jasmine's house. She showed up at Jasmine's house because there was a reason for her to show up there. All right. Liv Laughing says blood work right. Hey, AC Johnson. So again, y'all, welcome to the live. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Let's get right on into it, okay? Because we got a couple of videos we need to cover, and I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. So let me go ahead and get that video up on the screen. Yeah, so she titled it, They Made Me Take a Drug Test by 2 p.m. She said this is not a clickbait video. So Jasmine was definitely letting us, making us aware that in the past she may have done some clickbait, but she said this is definitely not for play. This is at this time, okay? So let me go ahead and get that video on the screen. Give me just a moment, you guys, because I think I missed. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and pull that up on the screen with you guys.
But we don't know where it went. Where'd it go? Yeah, so we can't actually find the tooth, but I think it's so cool that he lost his first tooth. Ava's teeth are not loose yet. I'm pretty sure they're gonna start loosening up soon. She's looking at me like, why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking like that? This is not okay. I'm getting harassed because not by this woman in particular, but because that one individual keeps calling people. So she has to see my kids because people just don't know how to stop. Aiden, come back in the house. Let her see you. There's Ava. This is what harassment looks like.
So I want to react to that part real quick. Let's go back and play that one more time.
This is not okay. I'm getting harassed because not by this woman in particular, but because that one individual keeps calling people. So she has to see my kids because people just don't know how to stop. Aiden, come back in the house. Let her see you. There's Ava. This is what harassment looks like. I pull myself together today.
Okay, so before Jasmine tells us how she's feeling emotionally, imagine CPS showing up at your house and you're a mother of 1, 2, or 20 kids. And the whole reason why CPS showed up at your house primarily is because you do social media. Let's be honest, y'all. CPS got involved in Jasmine's life primarily because she does social media. That's why they show up. Unless Jasmine, prior to social media, if she had some neglectful behavior, unless it got into the right hands, or if it was so severe where the kids had to go to the hospital or the police was called to her house, CPS wouldn't even know Jasmine exists. CPS knows Jasmine exists because she does social media primarily, right? And although she's very frustrated because people, from what she's stating, her allegation is people are calling, making false reports. And we know the job of CPS job is to react to every call. They can't really decipher which one is true, which one has more validity than the other. CPS job is not to do that. CPS's job is to react to each and every call that comes out, right? And in my opinion, because we know this, because Jasmine has told us this, that she has open CPS cases. So she already has a caseworker assigned to her case. Even though the caseworker has talked to Jasmine, interviewed Jasmine, and is fully aware of what Jasmine claims to be harassment from the internet, he or she still has to come out, right? Because again, they can't trust, because Jasmine smiles and shows all her pearly whites, that she's telling the truth, right? Because again, they don't know what's real and what's not. All they know is, out of all the people in the city of Austin that could possibly be doing YouTube, out of all the women that could possibly living in the city of Austin that do YouTube, for some odd reason, your name keeps getting called in. So regardless if they hear you saying, I don't do drugs, people are harassing me, let me show you a reaction video, let me show you proof. CPS don't care anything about that because they don't know you from a can of paint. All they're going off of Jasmine's words and the people who calling in. And it's their job to figure out what the truth is. Again, am I telling Jasmine to get off the internet? No. But at what point do you feel like this is worth it? That's my thing. Like, at what point is this really worth it? To have, the people out in front of your house, neighbors looking all out the window, you feeling some type of way, your kids alarmed, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, the fact that the whole entire world sees this. So these kids can't even go to school, because it could be possible that even if the kids they go to school with don't watch My Jazzy Life, but maybe their parents do, or a teacher or a staff, maybe the cafeteria lady, the janitor, somebody in the school sees these kids and like, wait, y'all look familiar. I watch you guys on YouTube. How additional embarrassing that could be. Now, again, maybe Jasmine's kids, the two oldest, maybe Amaya and Kaylin don't really know what embarrassment is. We definitely know the two youngest, the twins, don't know what embarrassment is. But I would think that the oldest girl, Kaylin, probably knows what embarrassing feels. But again, this is what their mom does or is doing for a living. And am I saying social media you shouldn't do it. No, I'm not saying that, but it's with anything you do. If it's causing you too many issues, you got to figure out how to do something that's not going to cause you as many issues or minimal issues. Let's continue.
And it's like I feel like people keep hitting me left and right, hitting me left and right. So now the allegations is I'm doing this, and I have to go right now with all 5 kids to go take a drug test because people just so fucking weird. Y'all are so weird, bro. Y'all are so weird. So here we go. Me and my kids, it is what it is. Like come on.
So let me say this, you guys. Although Jasmine tells us many times that YouTube is the reason, or the internet is the reason why she has an open CPS case, because people keep calling. But here's the thing, if CPS comes to your house on what they are coming for, which is a call from somewhere saying that they suspect neglectful or abusive behavior from you, meaning Jasmine, or anybody for that matter, right? When CPS comes to your house based off those allegations, there's checklists of things they have to look for, right? And typically the case, if the caseworker comes out and they find that the allegations are unsubstantiated, meaning there was no proof to the allegations that they could find, the case typically is closed. It's not closed that day. It normally takes anywhere from 30 to 45 days to the case to be officially closed from an unsubstantiated allegation. However, in Jasmine's situation, her case has remained opened. There has to be something additional going on with Jasmine for her case to remain open after CPS comes for whatever calls that she's getting, and for them to, do their due diligence and close the case if they find out the case is unsubstantiated. The fact that she has an open case still is awful suspicious, in my opinion, because if the case managers or caseworkers come up to your home based off of whatever allegations, there's no need for the case to stay open. After they file their paperwork, supervisor signs off of it, they close the case. Like I said, it typically takes anywhere from 30 to 45 days for them to close a case, because there's a paper trail that they have to clear up. And let's be honest, y'all, the state don't move real fast. But the fact that this woman still has an open CPS case for the CPS worker to show up like she did, again, it seems very suspicious. It just makes me feel that there's something additional going on in Jasmine's life while her case remains open. They're not going to keep your case open because you're a YouTube mom, unless you're a neglectful YouTube mom. But they're not just going to keep your case open because you do YouTube. CPS don't have the resources for that. Let's continue.
Yeah, come on. I'm going to do it in the car. So, because people do the most, I have till 2:00 p.m. to take a drug test. Yes, this lady came to my house 2:00 p.m. Man, it's crazy. All right, so since Chris had already left to work, and I know you're gonna be like, well, why didn't he just come? Chris only made it back in time because people are doing the most.
It's not that the fact that Chris couldn't come back in time. So here's the thing: if CPS is telling you to take a test, I'm not going to say they're going to tell you 2:00, because at the end of the day, you got to take the test within your convenience, right? She says in this video that the CPS caseworker offered to sit there with her kids while she go take the test, and Jasmine says she didn't want the woman sitting in her house. Okay, I get it. But if Chris was an option to come back home and you told them, my boyfriend is at work, let me call him and have him come back home so he can watch the kids, CPS could have extended that time to allow him enough time to come back. In my opinion, either Chris didn't want to leave work or she didn't want to bother Chris, or it could be that Chris technically is not supposed to be there. That could be another thing too, because I don't see now she ended up taking the kids to her mama house, and obviously her mom works from home, so that's convenient. But with Chris already being in the household, and obviously he's just as privileged to what's going on with her as Jasmine's mother is. But I feel like she didn't call Chris because either one, she didn't want to, two, she knew Chris wasn't going to come back, or three, she maybe she knows deep down, or maybe she knows that Chris is not supposed to be there, because that's the rumor on the internet, but I don't know that to be certain.
My mom just said she'll watch them. He would have made it back in time because I have to be there by 2, and it's already after 12. It's about to be 1 o'clock, so I have to be there by 2 to do a drug test. She was like, either you I can watch your kids and stay here with. No, I don't trust anybody in my house no more. I don't trust anybody. No, I don't trust nobody. I'm just gonna be that person that don't trust anybody no more. So my mom was just like, just drop them off here.
Now, I don't know if the CPS worker would agree to sit and watch her kiddos while she go take the test. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. She got other cases to manage, right? Because let's be very honest. These CPS workers are very overworked. They have caseloads that's out of control. Like, I don't even see how CPS workers manage a casework effectively. But we've seen in past history caseworkers who drop the ball because they have so many cases to handle, right? So I'm not saying, again, I wasn't there for the conversation, but I don't see this woman volunteering to watch Jasmine's kids while she go take a drug test. But again, this is her story. Because me personally, the caseworker got other things to do. She don't have time to babysit.
So I'm about to go do this real quick. And I got him back. This is my and I know what's going on in my everyday life. And right now, I have to realize that this is a joke, and they people and making acting. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's really stressing me out, because okay.
Now, Asia, you brought up a valid point. Why would she okay a drug test without a court order? Now, you're right, because technically, so let me say this. I believe you do need a court order to have a CPS, because when I worked as a foster parent, the moms that I was aware of who had to take random drug tests, or not random, mandatory drug tests either once a month or however it was constructed, they had to take those drug tests because it was ordered through the court. The CPS caseworker herself can't just say, hey, go run over there and take a drug test. Now, she can feel like a drug test needs to be, the mother or the father needs to take a drug test based off, her interviewing, something she's viewing, or things of that nature. But even if the caseworker feels like a drug test needs to be ordered for the parent or parents, she has to take that to her supervisor, and then they have to go back to court because the judge has to order it. So unless Jasmine's on a routine drug screen, I can't see them just popping up to the house and saying, hey, it's time for you to go take a drug test today. And even so, with the caseworker showing up, right? Because it's obviously the caseworker needed to see the kids. That's why she had everybody come to the door. The caseworker is not, unless it was her time to come see Jasmine, right? Because most caseworkers come once a month to check on whatever's going on. She's not going to just say, oh, I came over here because you didn't take that drug test. She more than likely will call Jasmine and say, hey, we show that you haven't went and took your drug screen. If Jasmine is on mandatory drug test. I don't know if she is. But again, a lot of what she's saying, based off me being a former foster parent and very knowledgeable of CPS and how it works, because I dealt with the caseworkers hand in hand because I had the kids in my custody. What Jasmine's saying doesn't sound like situations I've been aware of, but every situation is not going to always be the same. So I'll say that.
I don't have Thank you. Because it's just me out because you guys, I woke up like, okay, I'm gonna get up early and go to the store, which I did, so that I could leave before Chris went to work. And here we are once again. It's craziness, y'all. I understand, but you got kids. So I mean, I don't get it, but I'm trying to keep it together because I cried earlier. I broke down, and I broke down in front of that lady because I was just like, y'all not doing what y'all need to be doing when it comes to these people. I need y'all to really dig in deep. What happens if I don't wish this on to happen, but what happened if the next thing y'all hear is my Jazzy Life and her 5 kids are dead because somebody is harassing her and they took it too far?
Jasmine, you have to be concerned with that. If you feel like it's getting so real that people are, um, your life and your children's life is in jeopardy or is being threatened, you need to weigh those options. Like, I mean, God forbid if we hear that you are no longer amongst us and your children, God forbid, because I'm not wishing that on her, right? However, if for her to say that out her mouth, I mean, sis, that's something you need to consider. I'm not gonna come to the internet and have a conversation with y'all just in case I die. What y'all gonna do then? I mean, sis, I mean, obviously we would no longer watch your channel. That's obvious, right? So here's the thing. Let me go ahead and read this comment because we actually got a CPS caseworker in the chat. Oh goodness, I hope I didn't miss your comment, Miss Chapel, I believe it is. Okay, Marlena. She said former caseworker. Okay, so she's a former caseworker. She said here CPS can ask you for one, but cannot enforce it. So you are right. In order for enforcement, it has to be in a case plan or ordered by a judge. And even if it's in a case plan, once it's in the case plan, it still has to be ordered by the judge, ultimately.
Nobody's. This shit isn't a joke, bro. This shit's irritating. I could not waste my energy on somebody I just don't like for no reason. I couldn't, like, but so I don't lose my kids or anything like that. I have to go take a drug test because people are um, pounding it that I'm doing drugs.
You're right, you guys. She does have the right to refuse, but if she would have refused, then all the caseworker is going to do is note that she refused it and go to court and get a court order. If they feel like she really needs to surrender to one.
Y'all, I was eating some damn ribs and sausage. I seen the short. You know what? Everybody gonna take my content, and I also told that lady too. I said because she said she doesn't watch YouTube. I said maybe you need to start watching it. You need to start watching my page. I gave it to her. I said you need to watch because you wouldn't be here.
Sis, she can watch your channel now. She can go binge watch your videos. Her watching your channel is just that. If they get a call and they feel like they have to go, they're going to have to. Not if they feel like. If they get a call, they have to go support the allegations. They have to go see what's going on. Her watching your channel, all that's going to do is give you some views and another subscriber, sis. That's it. That's all it's going to do.
Need to pay attention to everything. Like it's annoying. Like this shit's annoying. All right.
Hey, Veronica.
18 minutes away.
Come back on it. You can put a home.
Okay, so she's 18 minutes away from after she dropped the kiddos off at her mama house. Well, kudos to Jasmine's mother finally being able to watch the kids. She can never watch the kids for anything else, but however, she was able to watch them for this. So that's great. That's good. So she went to the Texas Med Clinic. You know, again, we don't know what place Jasmine would have went to. The fact that she doxed the place that she went to go get her drug screen, it would be all the same if somebody that's amongst her 51 or 54,000, however many people she has over there, just imagine if one of those people just so happened to work at the Texas Med Clinic and looked up her medical record. Like, why even show? When Chrissy went to get her drug test, she didn't tell us where she was going. She just showed up at the place. So she has the music in the background, so that's why I am tuning it out. So I said, boy, this is funny. No, you didn't dox the whole clinic you went to. Shows us how she writes her name. Look at that, y'all. Jasmine had to make sure y'all know that she actually filled out an application. Now, we did ask Jasmine for receipts after Pizzagate. We did ask Jasmine for receipts. We said, sis, why you didn't show the pizza man at the door? And Jasmine said, okay, I fumbled the ball on that one. But Jasmine basically said to herself, the next time I got to show people why I got to go do something, I'm going to show them receipts. So Jasmine is physically showing us fill out an application. I said, oh, poor thing. Drug test. Boy, that was funny. No, she didn't show us the whole application. Now, Jasmine, if you just gonna show filling out applications, sis, show us filling out a job application to go with your income that you make on YouTube. If you just gonna show us doing applications, oh boy. Chrissy Creations, you say you don't believe what's happening over here. You said, I don't believe the storyline. If the CPS caseworker was there to see the kids, wouldn't she do it in a house visit, not a front door visit? That lady can't report anything. Well, you definitely need to be, typically if they come in to see the kids, they want to see the environment the kids are in. So maybe that was her. I don't know. That was kind of weird. You're right, Chrissy. When the kids just came to the door, typically the case manager, she wants to come in and see where they're at, how they're living. It could be a whole, meth lab in the back of the house, and she didn't see it because she's standing at the front door. All right, so Jasmine leaving the clinic 45 minutes later. I guess, y'all.
Back at the house right now, and it was just so hot. All that driving. It's been a day. Okay. I was not expecting this lady to show up to my house, asking me, well, basically demanding me to get to a drug test within 2 hours. I had to let her know by 2 hours. Well, it was 2 hours. I had to let her know by 2 o'clock. So I went, did that. Back at home, kids they ate lunch at my mom's house, and Legend fell asleep in the car, so he's still napping. As much as people try to bring me down, I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna stay up. Jasmine, you gonna stay up. And I know a lot of people, y'all don't understand. Y'all see it as, Jazz, you shouldn't document this, but this is my life. I've always documented my everyday.
No, you don't always document. Let me let her finish her statement.
Life, my everyday content shows y'all.
No, sis, you don't show us your everyday, because there are days that you do things and we don't see it. I mean, I'm gonna give you guys an example. She said her and Chris had an anniversary April the 10th. You didn't show us that. Isn't that your everyday? Let's be honest, Jasmine. You could have left this out the video, because let's just say somebody is calling. So this just shows them that CPS gonna do what they're asking them to do, right? This just shows proof. Her showing this video, maybe this is her just showing her community what she is going through. In my opinion, all this did was, if someone is calling, all it did was heighten the situation for them to continue to keep calling, right? So in my opinion, this was the dumbest thing that she could have put on the internet, because we didn't need to know this, which we have been telling Jasmine for many, many years. Just like when I reacted to you guys the other day, the young lady, what was her name? Candy Poo. When I reacted with you guys the other day with Candy Poo Vlog Life, and she told us about how her husband primarily has been cheating on her during the entire marriage. Candy Poo has been, she's been going through what she was going through, but primarily when Candy Poo would put up regular videos, she didn't tell us, my husband ain't been home in 3 days. But anyway, welcome to the vlog, y'all. Like, she didn't tell us that, right? Whatever was going on in that marriage, Candy Poo refused, or refrained. Let me use that word. Refrained to let the world know until she was ready to talk about it. So the reality is, Jasmine, you don't show us your real regular life, right? You don't, sis. You pick and choose, as you should. Pick and choose the things that you put on the internet. My personal opinion, this shouldn't have been one of them.
Everything, the ups, the good, the down, the bad, all that stuff. And I feel like maybe one day somebody's gonna come across this and be like, oh my, that could be a content creator that could be going through the same stuff with someone like this person. Y'all, I'm feeling better now because earlier I was really.
Girl, if somebody come across this video 5 years later, they're gonna say exactly what we are saying in the chat. Sis, you should have just kept that as your business, as it is.
Overwhelmed. My anxiety was kicking in because I was just like, why am I having to leave the house? Why? Like, Chris already left. He had just left like an hour or so, hour or two ago. Why am I having to leave? And you want me to leave and do what with the kids? Then they were asking me to leave my kids here with them. And I'm like, bro, I don't know y'all.
Well, honey, you may not know CPS, but the damn show know you, okay? Because based on what you've told us, child, they know your house better than you do, okay? Because they've been in it quite a few times. Not you don't trust CPS. You don't trust CPS, but you trust to give your address to the internet so, certain people in your community can send you gifts for you and your children. But you don't trust CPS. But you'll trust to give your address so somebody can send you an Amazon wish list gift. My goodness.
That really just, it overwhelmed me, okay? And she was like, well, you got 2 hours? Drove to my mom's, then drove 18 minutes to the place, which is at urgent care. And I even talked to the lady in urgent care, and I was telling her about what she was asking, because she saw my camera. She was like, oh, you're a content creator. And I was like, yeah. Explaining to her what was going on, and she said, this is crazy. You should not have to go through some stuff like this. And, there are some good people out here in the world. I know a lot.
No, sis, she didn't say you should not have to go through stuff like this. She was probably asking you, why are you going through stuff like this? What? That's what she wanted to know, because trust me, they were familiar with your address. They've been there before. The woman didn't say, oh, this is crazy. You shouldn't go through this. You poor thing. Since it's not really CPS job to feel sorry for you, right? She probably was thinking of her in her head, you damn fool. Then because I'm pretty sure Jasmine told her, I have a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. And that CPS caseworker was probably like, well, girl, go get your damn job at the school. The school just started back.
A lot of y'all are not trolls. A lot of y'all are not haters. I know there is a good amount of them out there that are trolling me, looking for everything that they're not. Y'all are not all haters, and that's why I love y'all, because without you guys, I would not be able to do this. I know a lot of y'all, and some of y'all were saying, Jasmine, maybe take a break from this. With me taking a break isn't going to solve it. They're still going to go searching and doing stuff. It has nothing to do with me. It's like it literally be working. Go and figure out where I work at.
No, not necessarily, sis. It has everything to do with you. What? Well, I mean, isn't the channel called My Jazzy Life? Isn't your name Jazzy? You act like they trolling somebody else through you. No, they're trolling you through you, sis. It has everything to do with you. This poor thing, like, oh my God. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, how people don't know how to articulate themselves. Like, girl, it has everything to do with you. Again, I understand she wanted to close the vlog out with this Easter speech, but sis, this was the wrong one. I mean, what you're going through, if it's truly somebody doing false allegations and none of them are true, yeah, that sucks, sis. But at times life sucks, but at the end of the day, you are controlled. See, Jasmine feel like she's not in control. Girl, you're in control of everything that goes on with you. You are in control of your content. You are in control of what the world knows and don't know, right? You're in control of everything. We don't know when your menstrual cycle starts. We don't know that, sis. You know why? Because that's your information. You're in control with that, right? When you're ovulating, child, we don't know that, Jasmine. You know why? Because those are your ovarian tubes. You're in control. You know that. Like, especially if you take a little test and it tells you when you're ovulating. Yeah, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, sis, you're in control of you, right? And the stuff that people allegedly trolls you about is because you allowed the people to know these things about you. Again, you are in control.
Call my job and say anything to get me fired. Point proven with Chris' situation. My mom in the past, people's done that. So, we're going to stay strong. I'm trying to stay up, y'all. We're going to stay strong. Maya's in the living room. I wanted to do an activity with the kids today, and I didn't even get to do that because I was gone. It's 3:58, so yeah, we got back home at 3:30. So yeah. Anyways, like I said, I want to do an activity, but I'll probably do that tomorrow with the kids. I don't even know how this vlog is gonna go. I don't know. It's just been a day.
You come back on it.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much it with Jasmine over there, okay? Jasmine said that she was going to do an activity with the kids, but because she had to go drop some pee, sis decided not to go anywhere. I said, "Oh well." I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't feel sorry for Jasmine. I really don't, because again, like I said, Jasmine is in control of her content. Okay, and so the things that she has going on, she definitely is in control of it. Okay, she can make it stop at any moment. She know what she needs to do to make it stop, and that's not necessarily jumping off of YouTube. But I think Jasmine is conditioned to do the type of things that she's doing. And imagine every mom that you watch on YouTube got to show up at CPS. You know what I'm saying? There are so many moms on YouTube that have never even seen CPS, and they definitely haven't seen CPS because they do YouTube, right? The fact that her and Chrissy, has Olivia had to go to CPS? No, but Olivia also had to take mandatory drug tests for her situation with her and Gerard's divorce with the kiddos. Okay. My goodness. I mean, I understand y'all jobs can be hard, but this one right here, Jasmine's choosing to go through what she's going through on the internet. She definitely doesn't have to go through it. Okay. But she's choosing to go through it. All right. So speaking of drug tests, mommy's taking drug tests. We're gonna take a walk back, a step back into time when strong mommy Chrissy did a very similar content as well. Okay. So let's get into that video.
All right, y'all. So today's the day I have to go and take a drug test. The second time in 2 months that I've had to do this. I'm not looking forward to it, but it needs to be done. So here we go.
So Chrissy, this is when Chrissy was living in Texas. This is around the time she had first
All right,
got
guys.
back
So I am
when she
here
was in
in front
Houston.
of this any lab test now.
Oh, Chrissy did show the place where she went and got a drug test at. Okay.
This is where I have to go take my drug test for this CPS case. According to her, this is the last thing I have to do before take this off. According to her, this is the last thing I have to do, or the only thing I have to do to get this case closed. It was voluntary. I didn't have to do this. Um, I'm not legally obligated to do this, but I just don't have shit to hide, so I'm here. So let's go ahead and get this over with. I have to take a drug test. Yes. Have you been here before? No. I had a investigation open and I had to take a drug test. She told me to come here. Yes. Let me call her. Alright, so I'm out of there. I got my paperwork, receipt. Okay. So
So as y'all see, Chrissy basically had to do the same thing. Y'all, this was about 3 years ago. This was about 3 years ago, right around the time when Chrissy first got to um, Texas, got to Houston. And a lot of that stemmed around when Olivia basically told the internet that her and the girls on the Mamiana trip um, did the cocaina. You said, I'm not volunteering to take a drug test. Yeah, I'm definitely not volunteering to take a drug test. For what? Especially if I know if you ain't asked me to take one, I dare sure not gonna volunteer to take one. Volunteer for what? If you didn't ask it, if it didn't come up in the conversation, then why am I volunteering? Okay. Um, you said Jasmine will forever be Chrissy's understudy, but the part of me showing you guys that is this is what these ladies have endured being on social media. This is what they have to endure. And my question is, is it, I mean, is it beneficial to you guys? Like, I would really like to know, like, the fact that they have to, be scrutinized by the state. Had they, more than likely, had they never did YouTube, they probably wouldn't have had any interaction with CPS. But the fact that they're doing YouTube, these two particular mothers have had to take, drug screen. We're not even going to include Olivia in this conversation because we know why Olivia had to take a drug screen, because it had to do with her court custody battle, right? Based off of Gerard's suggestions for her to take a drug screen. And we seen what Olivia went through to pass the drug screen. Sis cut all her hair off like, like a skull head or something. I had to think of a person real quick. So, but the reality is, 10 years from now, where are y'all going to be? All this beating y'all have taken on this internet, where are y'all going to be 10 years from now? Like, will it be worth it? Will you still be taking drug tests 10 years from now? Because, all it's going to take is for, even if the old people fall off from watching, it's new people that will come on, and what if the new people come on and feel like, I think those children are in danger, I'm going to call CPS, I don't know, y'all. It's definitely something. So to top this whole conversation off, Lovely T did a live the other day, and she mentioned family vlogging, family channel. So I want to bring up that video for you guys, and I want to get your opinions on her thoughts and her opinions.
Because I'm not about to be on nobody's casting couch. And social media made a platform for people to be saying, give their voices, and even that's been snuffed out. So that's why I say nobody's job is really safe, not even mine. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Another thing I think is going to come down the pipeline, these family channels, making money off their kids, using their kids for a check. Let's keep it real. Most of these family channels, the parents, nobody gives a fuck about the parents. We don't care. A lot of them are vapid, fake, weird. It's the babies that keep people watching.
Jacksons of Atlanta.
But I wonder if these children, if there's a nest egg set aside for them. Because really, there's no such thing on social media. So mark my words, there will be regulations coming down the pipeline because corporate has to get involved. They got to get a check somewhere. Where if you're going to exploit your child on TikTok for views and on Instagram and on YouTube, you're going to have to start putting money aside. Because what they're finding out now.
So that makes sense. Imagine all these family channels who exploit their children on social media to make a living for their family, right? But imagine 10 years from now, when they're more than likely not doing social media anymore or not vlogging, right? And all those kids endured during that time, basically being filmed without their consent. 10 years from now, these kids won't even have college funds. They won't have any money put to the side because their parents weren't thinking about that. Their parents was just using the money to, pay the bills. But these kids are working too, but they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid for it. They're not necessarily getting a stipend off of the money. And let's be honest, y'all, they're actors and actresses just as well as the parents are, or the single mom is, in my opinion. And just, social media is something different, but I agree with Lovely T. Eventually they're gonna start putting sanctions in for these social media influencers that are called family vloggers, because a lot of these kids are not getting retributed for what their hard work on social media. Because let's be honest, y'all, most of us who watch these mom vloggers Not really showing up for the moms. We pretty much come showing the interaction with the kids and the mom. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If Jasmine was doing my Jazzy Life and there were no kids involved, nobody would be watching her. People pretty much watch her for the involvement with the children. The children make the show.
Is that a lot of these reality TV stars, these kids who grew up on reality television, remember, the heyday was 2008. We had John and Kate plus 8. We had the Duggars. We had all types of fuck shit. A lot of kids on television. Now we fast forward 10, 15 years later. John and Kate plus 8. None of them 8 kids got any next day. Pimping Christianity and their supposed morals, and none of their children have nothing to show for it. That's why old one was selling cars at a car lot. They better have money for them in the bank by the time they're 18 for either their college fund or to start a business.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys said the internet is acting up. Give me a moment. Give me a moment, you guys. All right, let me go back.
You're getting deals, sponsorships, all types of stuff. You're going on free trips. Because again, nobody cares about the parents. They just see the parents shoot the content. Go back. But nobody's asking. The real corporate has to get involved. They got to get a check somewhere. Where if you're going to export your child on TikTok for views and on inside, because what they're finding out now is that a lot of these reality TV stars, these kids who grew up on reality television, remember, the heyday was 2008. We had John and Kate plus 8. We had the Duggars. We had all types of fuck shit. A lot of kids on television. John and Kate plus 8 kids got any type of the
Hold on, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's acting up like that. Give me a moment. I'm going to just pull it up on my phone and let you guys hear it. Give me a moment. All right, you guys, I apologize for that. I'm going to play it on my phone, okay, so you can hear it better. Because I really want you guys to hear what Lovely T said.
Somewhere. Where if you're going to export your child on TikTok for views and on Instagram and on YouTube, you're going to have to start putting money aside. Because what they're finding out now is that a lot of these reality TV stars, these kids who grew up on reality television, remember, the heyday was 2008. We had John and Kate plus 8. We had the Duggars. We had all types of fuck shit. A lot of kids on television. Now we fast forward 10, 15 years later, John and Kate plus 8. None of them 8 kids got any type of nest egg. The Duggars, their family made millions of dollars pimping Christianity and their supposed morals.
Can you guys hear? Can you guys let me know if you can hear, please? I'll wait till somebody answer before I restart it. Okay, you guys can hear?
And none of their children have nothing to show for it. Even the molester boy, the oldest one, Josh Duggar, he was selling cars at a car lot. Because reality television is different from Hollywood. So none of these children have nothing to show for it. So there's going to be a lot of new regulations. There's going to be a lot of new stuff when dealing with new media. And as there should be. If you're going to exploit your children for a check, they better have money for them in the bank by the time they're 18 for either their college fund or to start a business. You're getting deals, sponsorships, all types of stuff. You're going on free trips because, again, nobody cares about the parents. They just need the parents to shoot the content. But nobody's asking the real questions. Is there a nest egg for these children once they become of age? And what's going to happen to some of these kids? Because now you even have some kids who were on these family channels who are now old enough to speak out and saying that they were exploited their whole childhood. They didn't ask to be filmed from the second they came out their mama coochie.
Okay. I totally agree with Lovely T. And that's, that's the reality. Um, I'm sorry, you guys, for the interruption with the internet. It was going fine. It does that. It goes in and out. I have no control over it. I don't know what it is. But that's the reality, in my opinion. A lot of these family channels, let's just talk about it, y'all. Lives Life, Jasmine, Strong Mommy Chrissy. Even though Jasmine told us that she has a college fund for her kids, I find that hard to believe that you have a college fund for your children when you told us in a vlog about a month ago or a couple weeks back when she was complaining about child support being taken out of Chris's check that she's not good with money. So if you're not good with money, more than likely you're probably not thinking about your children's future, right? So, and like she was talking about the Duggars. Somebody else in the chat just said that the daughters of the Duggars end up having to sue Jim Bob to get some money because once they became adults, they had nothing. And those people made millions of dollars during that reality TV show era, And the fact that, they became adults and had nothing to show for it is sad. And let's be honest, y'all, like social media is the new media. A lot of people, especially now with the writers being on strike, there's probably not going to be any fall TV shows because the writers have been on strike all summer. The writers have been on strike. So there's going to be a lot of reruns to TV shows unless they were already, filmed last year or something. There's going to be a lot of people are tuning into social media because this is where people get their entertainment from primarily. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched TV in forever. I don't really watch reality TV shows. I stopped watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I stopped watching all that a long time ago. I tune into YouTube. And right, the Jacksons of Atlanta. In my opinion, another family channel that basically exploit their children. The mom, the wife, the mother, what's her name? God, I can't think of her name. I haven't watched them in a while. The wife of Jacksons of Atlanta. She's pregnant again and just had a baby a year ago and pregnant again. So now she'll have 6 kids. Mahogany, thank you. Mahogany is pregnant again. She didn't even let her body heal. And again, it's her body. She can do what she wants with it. But once they got pregnant with this pregnancy, now they want to do Patreon content, All this, to get baby updates. We're gonna go to the Patreon content. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know about y'all, but how many of y'all are gonna pay to get updates on Mahogany's pregnancy when you pretty much have watched her for the past couple years pregnant on YouTube? You see, I'm sick of that Jelly Belly. Now she's talking about after baby mommy makeover. She was supposed to get a mommy makeover before she got pregnant with this last one. She actually had a mommy makeover schedule based off their videos. She was supposed to go January of this year, but she didn't go because more than likely she was obviously now she was pregnant, so she couldn't go. So you said Race to Be Gone streaming is the reality TV now. Yeah, that's true. They don't even get views. Auntie Vicky, I don't, like I said, I watched them when all that stuff was going on with the last pregnancy, when she was supposed to have the twins and didn't have the twins and end up having the singleton baby. I kind of fell off from them then, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really can't watch them because they definitely have children that I feel that have special needs. And it just seems like Justin and Mahogany are more interested in managing their multiple channels than managing the needs of their children. That's just my opinion. So I can't really watch them. Justin disgusts me. Like, he is such an idiot. I just can't. I can't watch them. I just can't. I've never been subscribed to their channel. I always had to search their name to go see what's going on. They've definitely gained a lot of more subscribers since the last pregnancy, but that's because, they put out YouTube shorts, and we know YouTube shorts is good real estate here on YouTube. But that's primarily, but their regular vlogs, when I went over there and looked today, they barely get any views on their regular vlogs. They get views on their YouTube shorts, but they barely get views on their regular vlogs. And let's be honest, unless you're constantly getting millions of views on your YouTube shorts, you're not really making money off that. You're primarily, you're going to make money on long form content. Yeah, I feel like their children have special needs that they're not attentive to. They're just not attentive to. They're more concerned with shooting a TV show of their, in my opinion, fake life, than being attentive to those little boys that at times when you see the behavior with Mahogany and her boys, it almost looked like she's the babysitter. They don't run up to her and be like, "Mommy." They don't run up to Justin and be like, "Daddy." They don't do any of that. It almost look like those kids are paid actors. They don't even look like those are their parents. You never see Mahogany cuddle those kids, pick them up, kiss them. You don't see Justin doing any of that. You see none of that going on in that family dynamic. I mean, at least with Jasmine at time, you will see her, act like she like the kids. The kids definitely love their mama. They stay up under her. Those kids don't go nowhere near. How are you? The Jacksons of Atlanta's oldest set of twins, 4-year-olds. How you 4 years old, almost 5 years old, and still sitting in a high chair? Almost 5 years old, and they still sitting in high chairs? They should be sitting at little tables. Little tables, because those boys should be getting ready to go to pre-K. They're going to go to pre-K looking for the high chairs when the teacher says time to go eat lunch. They're going to be looking for high chairs instead of sitting at a regular table, because they don't know what that's like. I've never even seen Justin and Mahogany sit at a table and eat. They're always standing up at their kitchen counter. Like I said, it's very odd what they do over there. So that's why I don't watch them. But they're definitely another. I would be very curious to know if Justin and Mahogany are setting money aside for all those kids that they're having over there. I would really be curious. Pretty Hair said, right to you, something's wrong with all their kids and they stay on vacation without their kids. Exactly. They're, typically when they go out of town, it's for content. So they're making money or they're doing something to acquire money. And I get all that. But when do you stop being a YouTuber and be a damn parent? And still in diapers. Exactly. It's the weirdest thing. I do not get into those people. I don't see how people even watch them. I would rather watch Jasmine than the Jacksons of Atlanta. I think those people are ridiculous. Every time I see their shorts, the kids look so drained from performing. One was even crying. Their audience thinks it's adorable. I don't think anything over there that the people are doing with those kids is nothing about what they're doing is adorable. It's very weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very weird. She's a stepford wife. She definitely acts as if she's a stepford wife. I definitely will say that. Is Justin a pastor? That's what he says, Sabrina. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be true. They claim it's twins again. Of course it is. Of course it is until it's time for the baby to be born. All right. Oh my God, diapers are so expensive. When the walking starts, the potty is when they walking start, the potty is out. Period. Exactly. When especially if they're walking and talking, they definitely need to be trying to go to the potty. Okay. Oh boy. All right, y'all. That's my time. I just wanted to show you guys my reaction to the Jasmine's video. And I wanted to give you guys a comparison to Chrissy's. I had to go take a drug test video, although hers was voluntary, but Jasmine says hers was mandatory. You guys be the judge. All right. And then I wanted you guys to listen to Lovely T and her thoughts of family channels and how eventually, and it could be possible that because corporate America is going to want to get a piece of the pie, right? And it could be possible eventually down the pipeline, they're going to mandate, just as they do in Hollywood, that a fraction of the money that these family channels are making, the kids have some type of trust fund or something put up somewhere. So when these children become adults, they can have something to fall back on. Because let's be honest, when Jasmine gets her YouTube check, she's not breaking off money to those kiddos. And those kiddos work just as much as she do. Jasmine, in my opinion, Jasmine feel like because she's vlogging in her house, she's putting up home videos. No, sis, you're putting up videos, you're monetizing, you're getting paid for them. And although you're paying the rent and the bills, that's what you're supposed to do. You would do that if you had a regular job, right? But the fact that you do social media and you're actually opened to making an uncapped amount of income, like her income typically is uncapped because she can make as much money as she want on social media versus a job. Your money's pretty much capped because if you're working a 40-hour week job at $25 an hour with no overtime, that's all you're ever going to make. Social media is totally different. There is no dollar per hour. Jasmine could put up 3 videos in one day and get paid on all of them, you know? And the fact that she's making all this money, in my opinion, I feel like there's no provisions put up for her children, but yet her children have to keep getting exploited about personal things that's going on in their life. Because let's be honest, if Jasmine is getting calls from CPS and CPS having to show up to her house regularly, her children are affected by that because the whole reason why CPS is showing up is because of the kids. So the kids' personal business is being exploited. But for some odd reason, these moms don't get that. All right, you guys, that's my time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction video. Make sure you guys check out the break room. Hit the like button on your way out the door. I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.